everything ready.
Shall I do that?
Thank you.
No worries.
So while I've been yabbing there with you, I've had my lovely minion Tracie cutting some, making some pico de gallo. And all of these recipes are in the book, by the way.
Which you can get next door in the shed.
Exactly, and I'm going to be there signing
around.
books
Yeah.
after the demo. So we've been... I'm just going to prep here. You've been cutting there a little bit of cucumber beautifully. Can I just say, have you seen the dicing here, lads? Look at that. Isn't that just so perfect? I couldn't do that. You're hired. So we're making a traditional-ish pico de gallo, right? Pico de gallo is like if I get a show of hands, how many of you make salsa from scratch at home? Okay,
I'm going to be... audience.
Yeah. I'm going to ask, what's your name? Sorry, the lady with the glasses. Sarah. How do you make your salsa, Sarah?
Do you want a microphone, Sarah? Do you want to pop up? Come on for the crack. I have you, come on.
Sorry, Sarah, I just put you there on the spot.
Sarah, I need you up here. Nice.
Loads of chopping. Yeah. Mostly everyone who lift their hands, similar. Loads of raw ingredients, delicious, really fresh. Very similar to what Tracie's doing here, yeah? Sorry, that's not a salsa. It's a pico de gallo, right? It's a topping. At most, you could call it a salsa cruda. It's a raw sauce. A salsa is just a sauce. And in Mexico, we're very particular about sauces. I'm going to start cutting my fish while...
Seeds in?
Everything. We do not... You will never cut a Mexican de-seeding a chili. It could
good
be
to
at
know
the
in
back.
advance.
I'll use this one. It's fine.
Yeah?
Mexican de-seeding chili. Not a Mexican at all, right? Why? Why bother? Right? The seeds are not really the source of heat in a chili. They're hot because they're attached. Do you know when you cut a chili open, there's a big lump of white at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's the placenta of the chili. That's the source of the heat. The seeds are hot because they're attached to the placenta. Yum, placenta. But they're not really the source of the heat. So if you take the seeds out, but you don't take the placenta, you're just giving yourself extra work and not affecting the heat in the chili, right? They're just, why bother, right? And then invariably you rub some part of your eye or your face and you'll be in pain for 20 minutes.
Wrong.
No.
Yeah.
And if you take the seeds out and you scrape all the veins and the placenta, you're just left with a piece of weed, so why bother, right? Man up and learn to eat chilies. They're very good for you. I know it's not very PC, but it's true.
Oh, do it.
We're
in a shed.
There's
nothing
more
PC about this.
There's more vitamin C on a chili than there is in an orange. And that's a fact.
I didn't know that.
That's a fact, yeah. You're not going to juice it and drink it in the morning, but, you know. It's another way of eating vitamin C without having to wash 20 parts of a juicer. I'm actually cutting kind of little chunks. I'm kind of thinking my tortillas, you can see them there, they're tiny. So you don't want a gigantic fish goujon. You want a couple of bites. So make sure that you cut the fish to the size of your tortilla, or a little smaller.
That's a really good point. Would you say, is there 2 bites or 3 bites in that?
Possible, depending on how big your mouth is,
yeah.
Right? You could be 2.
Yeah.
I'd say for a Mexican, 2. If you're like on your first date, it'll be 3 bites. Dainty, right?
Anyone here on a first date? We're going to watch you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mexican food's very hard for first dates. Very hard, because it's messy, but delicious. So yeah, full seeds, everything in the chili. You can actually, you know, if you're concerned about the amount of chili, maybe use half. Don't waste the rest. Put it wherever you keep your dairy or your eggs. is a good temperature in the fridge for a cut chili. But chilies are kept outside, pretty much like tomatoes, outside the fridge in a bowl by their own, in the coolest part of your kitchen. And they're like apples, they should last for a long time if you store them correctly.
Good advice.
Always try and buy chilies with the full stem because they last longer. And try and avoid those plastic wrapped chilies in a bag with like 2 Scotch bonnets, an habanero, and a padron, and you go. And they're not labeled, so, it's the luck of the draw if you don't know your chilies, and you make something with the Scotch bonnet and you die, and you never try chili again. So we'll try and avoid that.
We had fabulous Shivi on the stage yesterday. She opened up yesterday evening, and she had a Scotch bonnet in her rice recipe, and she said, what's really important is to use the full Scotch bonnet because it imparts this delicious flavour, but don't pierce the skin so that you don't die from heat.
Yeah.
And so it won't release the heat if you don't pierce the skin, which I didn't know either.
Yeah, in a lot of the stews in Mexico, we drop a whole chili or two, whole, stem and everything.
Yeah.
And same thing, they'll add a little bit of flavour and a little bit of heat, but it won't be all of it. And then everybody fights in the family. I'm going to do the next one.
Oh, you're doing the 2?
Yeah,
God,
sorry.
you're brilliant.
Well, there's like loads of people,
Yeah,
so.
they look hungry as well.
Yeah.
They look hungry.
I think we need another
More?
tomato there. One more tomato and you're done.
Thank you.
So these, the way I like to do these fish when I don't have a fabulous attendant like I do today is I do all my toppings first. I do the pico de gallo, which, as I said, it's more like it's not a salsa, it's like a topping. It's something delicious on a taco, very fresh. It's authentic, but it's not a salsa. In order to call it a salsa, you have to cook it, really. A salsa is just a sauce. You can blend it and cook it, chop it, and then cook it, and then blend it. There's thousands of salsa recipes in Mexico, and we're very particular with salsa recipes. Mexicans don't like sharing salsa recipes. Every family has a core of 2 or 3 that they feel they belong to them, and they don't share them. And if you corner a Mexican into sharing a salsa recipe, you can be damn sure they're going to leave something out, so you can't replicate it. And it's only salsas,
so
right?
secretive.
Families don't, we'll share our firstborn before we share a salsa recipe. I'm telling you. It's very, one of my staffs, she goes on and on about her granny's this particular dish that has a salsa, and we're like, would you give us the recipe so we can try it for the staff meals? And she goes, no, my granny won't give it to me. She said, I need to be married before she gives it to me.
Have you found her husband yet?
No, unfortunately. It's on the list. Husband for the salsa. Yeah. Okay, so I have my fish here ready. And what I'm going to do, I'm spreading it in paper because I want to be able to dry these really well because the batter won't stick if it's wet, right? So I'm going
to get you a clean board. Is that all right?
Thank you.
No
Sorry,
worries.
I should have brought the one.
No, not at all.
I think we're actually, apart from chopping the limes, we're done with chopping.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so try and get as much humidity and dampness out of the fish. The drier the fish, the better you're going to get. And we might just bring the batter back.
Will do, Lily.
Thank you. I'm going to use these for... Okay, so would you allow me to wash my hands? You all want to eat these tacos, and you don't want them with food poisoning attached to them, right? I'm going to run back and wash my hands really quickly, and I'm going to leave these. I'm just going to wash my hands. I can't really do this without.
I'll walk away too.
Thank you. You can talk about how wonderful I am, yeah, while I'm gone.
I think that's the beauty of what Lily does. What she talks about here, she actually sells as well. So she makes your life a lot simpler so that you can do a full follow through based on the ingredients that make her food absolutely exceptional. Lily, hurry up.
Yeah,
they're looking at me.
Hands clean. The joys of cooking on a shed. So, okay. Our pico de gallo is really simple. We have tomato, white onion. Somebody said red onion, right? We try not to use red onion in cooked salsas because it bleeds. So your salsa roja ends up salsa concrete color.
Yes, of course.
Right? So we try and use scallions or shallots or white onion. It's fine.
Nice.
We do a lot of sweet Spanish onions in Mexico as well, so they're delicious. Can we see how the batter has thickened a little bit more? So this is perfect for our fish. So I have sunflower oil there, very hot.
We need to say that we're using our hob, which the fabulous Kieran is down the back in a bright yellow jacket, if everyone wants to stare at him now. He's got a camera around his neck. And my gug is really impressive. So it's our biogas-fueled hob. And on your way out, I want you to look in that corner over there. You won't see it now, but there's a big blue square-looking balloon, and it's full of the biogas that comes from the interesting shaped machine outside the door. And so we've been feeding that machine all week with the food from the farm. So cooked, soft food from the farm. That then is in the biodigester, which creates biogas. We have a tube coming all the way up. I'm not even making it up. This is real. Like, it's so cool. And that's the gas that is fueling this hob. And Lily, the hob itself, that heat coming out of that is really strong. It's actually brilliant. We should get Kieran up at some stage. Fiona, he's passing it off.
Okay, so I have my fish here, and I'm just literally making sure that it's going to be done in like 3 minutes at most, because they're small little goujon's.
Temperature control there, Lily, what would you recommend?
I have about a 170, 75 should be good.
Yeah.
And
not to overfill your pot.
No.
But at home, if you're not confident or comfortable with this style of frying, definitely a deep fat fry that's controlled is fantastic, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Clean oil, very important for flavour.
Always.
Yeah. Can I help?
Actually, I tell you what.
Yeah.
If you move that, you can see I got a prep. Thank you.
No worries.
I'm gonna, yeah. I have a pre-prepped tray. You know the cake racks, they're really good. So one of these on a bake tray that's lined with a bit of kitchen paper. We don't want to put these directly on the kitchen paper. We want the fish really, really crispy.
Not a minute.
We can see it there. It's like golden and crispy. And we want it to remain crispy. So in the rack, it will be crispy and it'll stay crispy. If you put it directly on the, which is usually what we do at home, no? We put it on a plate lined with kitchen paper, and then by the time you really need to eat it, it's all soggy. If you use a cake rack, you'll keep the crispiness there. So our job now is just to fry as much fish as possible. As Tracie say, try not to over. Now, when you're doing this at home, you can fry slightly bigger pieces, and this will be a lot quicker.
I can finish that, Lily, if you want.
Thank you, yeah.
There's another element that you want to move on to?
Yeah.
And then correct me if I do something wrong.
Couple of minutes,
Wrap
they
on the
should be
knuckles.
fine. Okay. Right, so we have our pico de gallo beautifully prepped by Tracie, and I am going to do now just add some lime juice to it. We like a little bit of acidity in these, and I'm using my lovely. Every Mexican household has one of these, my lime squeezer.
And Lily, I'm going to say, and I don't know if it's a dirty word, but if you didn't have a lime, could you use a lemon?
I suppose you could.
But not recommended.
Well, you know, I like to think that
The flavour.
we substitute so many things when we cooked Mexican food in Ireland, because you can't get all of the ingredients. So
Yeah.
I try, like, if it's easy enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lemon would work as well.
Okay.
Right?
not first port of call, but
Yeah,
you'll forgive
no.
the audience if they do.
I would,
Yeah.
totally. But if you can get limes, it's much better.
Yeah.
So we're gonna mix these. Now, for my liking, I would prefer a little bit more more chili, but we're keeping it kosher for all of you
I have extra on my chopping board.
Irish people in the audience. Will we go wild?
Because it's such a small
Go
amount,
on.
you can risk pushing the flavours. Isn't that it, Lily?
Yeah, it's Mexican food.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, more, that's better, right? And I'm adding a little bit of sea salt as well. Okay, so that's how simple is this? A bubble if you have someone like Tracie doing all the job for you, right?
But it's lovely and raw. I like the idea of
Yeah.
that balance as well, the freshness, the
Yeah.
raw, because
I like-
that's something we need to achieve more of, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and coming close to the Irish vine tomato season, this
Yeah.
pico de gallo with Irish tomatoes is just to die for, okay? So there's another thing we need to do for this taco, and that's what we call a Mexican slaw. The recipe, I mean, if you need a recipe for this.
We're going to pop recipes up on the website
it's-
next week.
Yeah. Or better, buy the book. They're all in the book. And I get some
We're not putting
royalties.
Lily's recipe on the website next week.
So do we have any coriander haters in the audience, by the way? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, your taco will have no salad then. In Mexico, when you go to a taco stand, they go, con verdura or sin verdura? With or without vegetables? And usually that means a truckload of raw onion, finely diced, loads of coriander, and a little bit of either lettuce or white cabbage. This is white cabbage that got really, really thinly sliced in a mandolin. You can do that at home with a knife, just be patient. Some coriander, and I'm not going to add raw onion because I know a lot of people are intolerant to raw onion. But lime and a little bit of sea salt would be perfect. And this is a really lovely fresh topping for a taco. I use it in loads of different tacos in the book, but even at home we do. This is a very common topping for all my tacos, right? So I'm gonna toast these. It's really fresh and it adds texture and it also cools a bit the taco. The heat for this taco is gonna come. How are we doing? Oh my
Yeah,
God, you're
good.
doing great. I'm gonna do something with the pan for my tortillas because it's smoking. Thank you. So if you notice, I've been heating this pan for a little while. I'm going to heat my tortillas there for the tacos. It's the last thing we're going to do. For this dish, I need to taste this to make sure it's right.
So salsa salad first, fish second, heat tacos third, and assemble. Is that the
Yeah,
process?
that's it. You want to be able to have everything fresh and ready.
Yeah.
Gonna taste this as well. It's lovely.
You happy?
Perfect. Mine has a little bit of heat, but that's it. That's how it should be, right? Okay. So for this taco, I also like to make a chipotle mayo. Everybody in Ireland loves chipotle mayo. A little bit of chipotle mayo goes a long way, right? And in the book, there's a recipe to make it from scratch. And trust me, making mayonnaise from scratch at home, it's so satisfying. It's amazing, right? But if you're in a pickle in the middle of a shed with no blender, there's a way to cheat through it, right? So we're going to cheat our way into a very quick chipotle mayo. So these are chipotles in adobo sauce, right? It's probably one of the most commonly used chilies in Ireland. I don't know if everybody can see. These chipotles are basically, they're a mixture of jalapenos and serranos that have been, they're red, they're fully ripened, and they've been dried and smoked, right? And then when they have the smoked chili, they then take it and rehydrate it in a tomato, white wine vinegar, loads of spices, sauce. So you buy them always in a tin, and you get the full chili, which is mushy and delicious, and then you get this thick, lusciously thick adobo sauce. So we use both to make chipotle mayo. And if you want to cheat like I'm going to do today, you get your favorite brand of shop-bought mayonnaise, and preferably you make sure that it's open before you need to use it. And then you just get mayo and some of that adobo sauce. When you make it from scratch, you can control the thickness of it by adding more or less of the liquids. And here I'm going to be gentle, and I'm only using, because also I don't want chunks of chili in it. I'm going to use just the adobo sauce, and I'm going to blend really well. And voila, cheat chipotle mayo.
And last in your fridge for ages, Lily, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
not that it would hang around for too long.
But unfortunately, the mayo that you make from scratch has raw egg, so you can't keep it in the fridge
3 days.
for
3 to 5.
3 to 5, or if you have someone that's pregnant or a vegan, they can use it. But if you get, like, I have to say, the vegan mayo from
Too Savage?
it's delicious. Yeah.
Sorry, Too Savage. That's what I said under my breath.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that's what she was talking about.
So that's our nice kind of chipotle mayo. It's going to be very gentle. So the next thing we have to do is heat our tortillas, finish our fish. I like to, because I know we have a little bit more fish to fry, can we ask a couple of, if people have any questions? And then I can start heating tortillas. Or everybody's just shut up and give me some tacos. Right?
You say that, but I don't know if we'll have enough tacos for everyone. So how do we do this?
Okay.
Just don't make eye contact again.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll do numbers, right?
What?
Yeah, do we raffle the taco samples? This is like Hunger Games. I love that.
Oh, Lily, it's going to be all-out warfare. Go for it. You're popping those on. So when you pop these onto the frying pan, are we looking for a little bit of colour, or we're just looking for it to heat through?
Well, you see, this is kind of depends on like whatever school of taco you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
So we have these things that you can buy at Picado, of course. These are tortilla cozies. They're actually like
Cute.
I know, they're like basically like a tea cozy. They keep your tortillas warm for like a half an hour, so they're
So
brilliant,
clever.
right?
And reusable.
Reusable,
Yeah,
machine
no
washable,
waste.
but I never wash them loads of time. I wash them once every 2 or 3 months, unless somebody very dirty comes in and eats in your house and dumps a lump of chipotle mayo on your nice white cozy. I don't wash them. I air them. I'm going to work from this end. It looks weird, but I value
Do you want me to swap?
No, because it's oil, so I value my safety and yours.
Thank you.
I'll be working from this end. So the tortillas, we don't want tortillas that fall apart completely.
Can we talk about the flavour profile of those tortillas and why they're so important in this dish?
These are corn tortillas, right? So they're made with 100% corn. Mexicans have been growing corn for about, this is going to sound weird, about 10,000 years. So the oldest plants of corn found in the world were found in Mexico. So we know for sure that that corn was originally savory. Mexicans don't do sweet corn at all.
Oh.
It's all savory, yeah. And at some point in our, in the process of the world eating corn, you can see my pan is super hot, so they're getting quite brown and delicious. And they go into my magic pocket, and I do more.
Where's Anthony? Sweetie, would you like to do the corn tortillas for us? Could we? Yeah, fabulous. This is a really good friend of Lily's.
My bestie in crime.
Anthony O'Toole, thank you so much. I'm glad I spotted you in the audience. Thank you.
Yeah. Can we
And then
lower
you
the
can
heat
assemble.
on the back? Yeah.
Wait,
I can
would you like
start assembling.
less?
A little less heat in the back. Yeah.
Done.
So, yeah, these tortillas have been made. My family comes from a long line of tortilla bakers. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad. Everybody made tortillas for a living. I'm sort of the black sheep of the family because I don't. I always tell my family I get my students to make them and I get paid first. So it's far better a deal. Thank you,
Fabulous.
yeah. I'll start assembling. Let me just take these ones out. There's another tortilla cozy somewhere.
Yes. Where did she go?
Maybe I brought it back.
Okay. Little tortilla cozy.
There, honey.
Is
Just
that
mind
there?
the
Yes, perfect.
mind
Thanks,
the oil.
darling.
Do you need your? Thank
Cheers.
you. Okay, so
And for you?
ready for some fish
Thank you.
tacos, everyone? So yeah, I like them with a little bit. So because there's no gluten in corn, and there's only corn and water, and a little bit of limestone powder, which we use to nixtamalize corn, there's no flexibility. If they are,
What can I do for you?
I just need I have another pair of tongs.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Cool.
Could be back.
Tongs.
So there's no flexibility. We have to eat them
The tongues come
warm.
out.
If you try and eat them
Have a look in
cold,
this baggage
they
here, in
taste
that nice kit.
awful and they break because there is no flexibility. Once they heat up, they become soft and pliable. Look, it's fine. We're amongst friends. And my hands are clean. So when you're having all your family coming over, all the bowls are in the middle of the table. You just make sure that you heat tortillas on your pan, and you have two or three cozies in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
And it's survival of the fittest, which will be today because there's far too many of you.
So
and not
family
enough.
style.
Family style, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of Mexican food is. Can we get the...
Tell me.
Yeah, to put the samples and start.
Yes, of
'cause
course.
These need to be eaten when they're
It's okay.
warm.
The
Once
tray
they're
with all
hot,
the
the
paper
cold,
is brilliant.
they're no
Can we
good.
start bringing those out?
But
And
tortillas
Lily,
are
as
really,
she
really good
assembles,
for
is
you.
gonna pop
The
them on.
Aztecs believed that up till
Thank
the
you.
age of 14, a child needed nothing else for nutrition than a tortilla meal. And they were great warriors. So it's good to... We're going to pass these, and maybe if you're in a couple, let's be nice and a bite each, and, And don't lie, don't ditch your couple for a fish taco. They're delicious, but they're not worth it.
We have the most amazing assistants here today, and I think sometimes we forget to bring in that backroom piece because we are nothing.
you.
What you see out here requires a solid backroom. And so I have here, and we're very lucky, as I said earlier, we're celebrating 60 years of Ballymaloe, and Myrtle Allen, the amazing Myrtle Allen, has left us with the most sensational legacy. And I'm so happy to say that I have two of Myrtle Allen's great-grandchildren right here, right now, helping us today. So how beautiful is that? We have Yvonne and we have Theo, and they are my rock.
Yeah, and they're getting a taco, so. Thank you. Do you want to bring them? We'll do. Yeah, because I don't want them cold. Lovely, perfect. So you can come back for the... Yeah, and then we'll come back for the rest.
So, Lily,
Yes.
we now want to know where you live, how we can find you on a daily basis, how we can eat more of your food.
Because I haven't dropped enough hints, right?
So remind us, Lily, what must we do to find you?
Okay, so I have a Mexican grocer because I got tired of missing Mexican food.
Yeah.
I'm here 24 years and genuinely got tired of missing Mexican food. So I said, well, if nobody's going to do it, I'll have to do it. So I have a grocery shop and a tiny, teeny, tiny cooking school in Portobello in Dublin. The shop is... you can find the shop online as well, so we deliver everywhere in the country. And
And tell me about the cookery school. So we know we can get all of our ingredients in one-stop shop, which makes our lives very delicious and simple. Tell us now a little bit more about that cookery school. What can we expect when we book in?
So I do Mexican food, traditional Mexican food, obviously with as much Irish ingredients as possible.
It's a great marriage.
Because Ireland has an amazing pantry. It's delicious. So I'm very lucky that I can, thank you so much, that I can actually do these. Oh, actually, no. How are we on tortillas, Anthony? So we
Anthony,
can actually...
faster! For God's sake, look at them, they're starving!
So yeah, you can buy online. You can also, I'll swap, Anthony. Thank you. You can buy the products online. We have a lot of recipes on the website. Everybody who works at Picado loves food, loves Mexican food, has a connection with Mexico or Mexican food. And we love talking about food. So if you come in for a chat or if you go on the website, you'll find someone to help you cook. If you have a recipe and you can't find ingredients, we give you choices for substitutions. I suppose I like to teach Mexican food that's achievable. And that was one of the reasons when I was writing the book, I said, it has to be a book. When I arrived here in 2000, I realized very quickly that I needed to eat Mexican food or else my marriage was going to be very short. So I remember going to the library and getting, thank you. And can some of my friends in the audience, because I cannot believe, I say half of you are friends, take a picture of the taco and tag me on Instagram, please.
There's no such thing as a free meal. Is there, Lily?
We'll do this way. Yeah, I'll do the mayo, you do that, and then I'll do the toppings. Yeah, that easy. Picado, it's all about, I like to say that we're like a friendly hub for all things Mexican.
You bring people together over food in every area, Lily, from your home to the school to online.
Yeah, and I think it's nice, like, we use a lot of Mexican, in Mexican food we use a lot of vinegars. Cider vinegar, it's very predominant in Mexican food. So I love to, when we're doing the classes, talk about my producers here in Ireland, and all of our ingredients would be locally sourced.
Yeah. And the importance of that.
Yeah, because like the flavor is so different. I always tell people, I don't think I ever tasted pork until I moved to Ireland, because the pork here, decent pork, is so, so good. The meat here, obviously grass-fed as well, makes a huge difference in flavor.
There's less work you have to do when the quality of the ingredients are present from the beginning.
Exactly, yeah. You can tell, like, from how flustered I am here, and these two are so cool and collected, and the tacos are coming out faster, right? So you can see who works in kitchens more often. And I think this taco is a great celebration of Mexico and Ireland, right? Beautiful Irish fresh ingredients, Irish fish, and just a tiny, teeny wee taste of Mexico in the tortilla and obviously in the recipe. So what do we think, those of you who have had...
Yeah, feedback, please.
Feedback? Lovely, thank you.
More words, more descriptive
and really
words.
Simple. It's a bit chaotic here because it's like, but it's simple, it's achievable. You do all your toppings first, and then you do the fish.
So you have that crunch and the heat coming through.
Yeah. Thank you.
So apologies to those that may not get a taste today. However, just to repeat, The recipe is in the book that you can buy next door, and Lily is happy to sign. Lily, anything else? Any questions for Lily?
Yeah, any questions?
Thank you. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Any questions? You're all happy? Yes. Is that a typical size for a taco? Because sometimes in Ireland they're huge.
Oh, yeah, that's a taco tortilla. If you get a 6-inch, that would be what we call a tabletop tortilla, right? It's tortilla that we use as bread. Taco size would be 1 or 2 bites. I think the more purist Mexicans would think this is probably 2 centimeters too big. So yeah, that's why sometimes when you go to taquerias in Mexico, they give you 2 tortillas and a truckload of toppings. So you make 2 tacos out of one and you don't feel cheated.
Yeah.
Taco truck tip for you.
So layer the base, pop the 2 tortillas overlapping slightly, then pile it up high and then pull apart and you have 2. Clever.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Lily, I want to say on behalf of the Ballymaloe Festival of Food, thank you so much for imparting all of this beautiful energy, knowledge, creativity, and delicious flavours. Lily Remirez!
Thank you.